but let's talk about real quick. Let's talk about some injuries around. There's a lot going on around the league. Let's talk about that real quick. All right, enough for the Raiders. They lost. My Ravens lost. Both my squads lost. I have two squads. Both my squads lost. Like I said, the Raiders, because my uncle plays, I'm going to be a forever Raider fan. The best tight end in the league, Ray Chester. Shout out, Uncle. And then, of course, I'm a Ravens fan because I live in Baltimore, and that's our team. All right. So there's no rule, it's no law say you can't have two teams because I have two teams. Everybody knows it. All right. So what's going on around the league? I do know Jordan Love was injured. I think it's a MCL. I'm always thinking, I don't never know the facts, but I think MCL, so he's going to be out a few weeks. And I do know they just signed Malik Willis from the Titans. So I don't know who they have. I don't know what their quarterback depth looks like. But I know they think they have two on standby, so I'm not sure who it's going to be. Maybe they'll snatch up Ryan Tannehill because he's out there waiting. He said he wants to be he'll go to a team that's in competition, that can compete. He doesn't want to go to a trash team. Well, who does? But anyway, so he's going to be out. Jordan Love for a few weeks. Who else is going to be out for a few weeks? Puka Nacua has a knee injury and will not return to tonight's game. He had an injury during preseason as well. Same ankle, I believe. And I'm not sure but no, that's an ankle. This is a knee. And so I'm not sure what's going on with him. Josh Allen, he injured his hand or something, playing bully ball. Y'all want to talk about Lamar, but that guy's wild with it. He's reckless. But he says he's fine, but he got taped up and things like that. They still won. And let's see. Any more injuries? There was an incident with Tyreek Hill, but you all know about that. He was arrested. Well, he was locked up. He was handcuffed and detained, face to the ground, that kind of thing. And it's demeaning. It's demeaning. It was unnecessary. And I don't know. I think some charges are going to be filed. His manager was really pissed. And if I were him, if I were Tyreek Hill, I would press charges. Yeah, I would definitely go at him. Yeah, because it was unnecessary. So, and that's that. I'm not going to go too much into that. And also, let's see. Dak Prescott got his he signed his contract today. Yep, he signed his contract for a lot. So Dak Prescott is he's making $1 million more than Deshaun Watson when it comes to the guaranteed money. So he's getting $240 million fully guaranteed along with the other money that he's receiving. So that's amazing. Like he did all off season, he kept his cool. He said, "Let my agent deal with it." Blah blah blah. Meanwhile, Jamar Chase, he didn't get anything, and rightfully so. He has 2 years left in his contract, so. And he still played today. T. Higgins, of course, he's on the franchise tag, and he's been practicing and all that. He didn't hold out. He went on and signed it, but his hamstring hurts. They can always do that. They still have to pay him. Still got to pay him his money. He can pull a hammy or hurt it back all year and still get his money. Smart move, young man. Very smart move. Yep. Let's see. So first round rookie QBs in their debut. So Bo Nick, he was a 12th overall pick. Bo Nix, sorry, 12th overall pick. 20. I don't have my glasses on, y'all, so excuse me. 26 completions, 42 attempts, 138 yards passing, 0 passing touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 35 rushing yards, 1 rush touchdown, a 47.5 passer rating. Okay. Let's see. I know Caleb Williams started today. Jaden Daniels had a solid NFL debut of the Washington Commanders, the number 2 overall pick. He had 17 out of 24 completions. 17 out of 24 attempts, 184 yards passing, 0 passing touchdowns, 0 interceptions. That's great. 88 pass rushing yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, a 93.1 passer rating. They lost. Wait a minute. Did they win? Did the Broncos win? Let me see. Yeah, the Broncos lost. Okay. And the Commanders lost. And meanwhile, at MetLife Stadium, the fans were outside burning the Daniel Jones jerseys. They were burning Daniel Jones's jerseys because he sucks. He sucks. Um, they were blown out by the Vikings. I'm not sure the score. And so Caleb Williams, his rookie debut, he was the number one overall draft pick. So he landed 14 out of 29 attempts, 93 passing yards, 0 passing touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 55.7 passing rating. But they won. I think the defense won them that game from what I saw in the highlights, because I was watching that score and it was like they had nothing, nothing, nothing. And all of a sudden, bam, they had 16. I'm like, well, what the hell did I miss? What happened? Then they had 24. And then they would, so I was like, okay. So then I watched and it was like the defense. The defense got turnovers. They were scoring. The defense was scoring. So shout out to the defense. And Caleb Williams said he don't care how they win. He don't care about stats as long as they win. His nails were painted the Bears. Well, orange with blue something. Baker Mayfield had the best week one of his career. He just had a great day. Yeah, he had a grandson said he had a great day. He had a great day. They won. So shout out to Baker Mayfield. I'm sure he's happy there in Tampa. It's nice and warm. The team loves him, and that's all that matters, I guess, when it gets down to it. The Steelers won. They were the only one in the AFC North to win. They are on top of the North. The Ravens are at the bottom because the Ravens lost to an AFC team, the Chiefs. The Browns, the Bengals, and the Steelers lost to NFC teams. So the Steelers won, and they played Justin Fields, and it was slow. It was a slow start. It was like field goal, field goal, field goal, and then finally they broke open and they scored a couple touchdowns, I believe. I know I saw one. So shout out. No, I ain't no shout out to the Steelers. Fuck the Steelers, but they did win. And let me see what else can I share with you real quick. Yeah, well, Dak got his dough, and then they beat the Browns. So the Browns, Deshaun Watson, 7 to 15, 7 out of 15, 36 passing yards, 1 interception, 25.7 passer rating. At halftime, they were at 20-3, and I think they ended it with, I don't know what they ended it with. I just know they lost. And David Njoku, I like him. He has an injury. I don't know what it's about. I'm gonna look into it later, but I wanted to get on here real quick before it got too late. So I like Njoku, Chief Njoku. I like him. And the Dolphins won. I heard Tyreek did his touchdown celebration was a hand something there with being handcuffed or something. So that was, I don't know, imaginative. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. And Calais Campbell was involved. He was trying to diffuse the situation, but they wound up putting him in handcuffs as well. That's crazy. And what else is going on? Joe Burrow lost. Yeah, Joe Burrow lost. He lost. But they say he always loses his first 2 weeks. So yeah, but he lost today. So like I said, everybody in the AFC North lost except for the Steelers. And oh my God, the damn Falcons, they lost against the Steelers. They lost to the Steelers, but Kirk, well, I'm not even go there because he's coming off of an Achilles injury. Maybe he was afraid, to get tackled or beat up by the Steelers. He didn't want to re-injure himself. But damn, they played terrible. They really did. Shout out to Gerard Mayo for his first win as the coach of the New England Patriots. And they beat the Cincinnati Bengals, which is a big deal. Since everybody makes a big deal out of the Bengals, shout out to him for beating the Bengals. And I think that's about it. Yep, that's about it. I can't really think. I'm looking now and see I'm searching. I'm searching, and my iPad's about to die out. So yeah, I'm searching, but there's not really much else to talk about that's worth it, But it's just about the officiating for me. The officiating was terrible. It was terrible on Thursday night, and I wanted to talk about that. I had my little script all. I had everything all scripted to read, this morning, but like I said, life was life, and I had to get up and make some things happen this morning that I didn't plan on. So I'm just gonna let it go. But I'm so glad that that game was televised, prime time, the first game of the season, so everybody was tuned in so they could see how god awful the officiating was. And people always say officiating just that's not going to determine a game. It does. If you lose anywhere from 65 to 100 yards due to officiating, um, unnecessary, wrong officiating, um, it matters in a game, especially when, yeah, the Ravens were maybe Ronnie Stanley or whoever else they called were lined up wrong a few times, but the Chiefs were doing it every single snap, but they never called them. That's the thing. If you go call one, you got to call for the other. That's the problem. And they made this rule because of how the Chiefs played all last year. They played that way all last year, and they may have called them like 3 times. They just let them get away with so many things. But one day somebody will get knocked out the game because especially Travis Kelce with that sneak hit on Roquan. You know what I'm saying? He snuck him, from the back. That's not right. And somebody gonna knock Kelsey out the game, knock him out his old ass out the game, and just let him retire from there because it's not right. And then commentators come on the next day and act like they don't even mention the officiating. They mention everything else except for the obvious, and that's the part that pisses me off too. So yeah, the officiating is terrible. Yeah, if you're gonna make an example out of somebody, make an example out of the other team that's doing it as well. Um, and it was just a lot. That's a lot I can say about that, but I have to wait because I don't have my thoughts together. Not for that, because then I'll get pissed. I'm trying not to be upset because it's almost bedtime, so I'm trying to keep my composure. Yeah, but tomorrow night, who plays tomorrow night? I think it must be the Jets because they didn't play today, so it must be the Jets that play tomorrow. So tomorrow is gonna be great. I'm sure everybody can't wait. All the commentators and analysts, I don't even listen to all of them. I don't listen to ESPN. I don't watch none of that stuff because they have to, it has to be an antagonist and a protagonist. So somebody's going to be the asshole of the morning, even if it's not what they really believe, they have to do it because it's the script. And that's what I don't like. So I listen to independent news media, YouTubers. That's what I listen to. They tell you straight up. And so I know it's going to be interesting tomorrow just to hear everybody's take. And that's it for me. Let me see if there's anything else I want to mention because I go back to work tomorrow and I'm going to be exhausted. But hold up. Yeah, I think that's about it for me. Let me see. Let me put out some stats real quick for Lamar. So some stats. Shout out to Lamar. So some stats. So the overall game takeaway stats for the Ravens, the Baltimore Ravens versus the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs. So the Ravens, 25 first downs more than the Kansas City Chiefs. Rushing first downs 3 times more than the Kansas City Chiefs. Third down efficiency better than the Chiefs, far better than the Chiefs. Interceptions, none. KC had one. Baltimore dominated the time of possession. Baltimore outplayed the Chiefs, same as in the AFC Championship game. The outcome was the same by 7 points, and the refereeing was the same. It was atrocious. It was egregious. It was egregious. It was just terrible. One-sided. But we still lost. We lost Thursday, and we lost in the AFC Championship game, and it was just about coaching. I really want to know how the offense plans on using Derrick Henry. Are we going to adjust to to just adjust our offense so that, well, first of all, we can't do anything unless the offensive line is together. You can't use Derrick Henry with a broken down offensive line. It has to get better. maybe that game was just a trial run. Like I'm just pulling shit out there in the air, but um, he really wasn't used. And just like the defense too, the defense didn't utilize our all pros. Like I didn't even know Kyle Hamilton was even on the field. He was that much of a non-factor. I just happened to see number 14. I said, "Oh damn, Hamilton is playing," and I was there at the bank for the watch party, but I didn't see Kyle Hamilton. He was a non-factor. So maybe Zo has to figure out how to use them, and then and from what I think I understood, he was rotating the safeties. Was he rotating the safeties? Like were they in and out of the game? Because it didn't make any sense to me. So, but that's not my forte. But the little knowledge that I do have of the defense, that just didn't make any sense to me. And while the linebackers were on, who was on Rice? Um, why is he even playing? But I think Roquan was on Rice. I don't know, somebody was on Rice, but it didn't make no sense. And then Justice Hill was blocking Chris Jones. Like what the fuck? You probably can hear me swallowing. But Justice Hill was blocking Trent Jones. I mean Chris Jones. And Jones was looking at him like, you know, I mean, he kept him off of Lamar. He didn't touch him, so I don't know, but it was just a crazy game, a crazy chain of events. Um, Lamar held his own. I heard three analysts that dissected the game from Lamar's vantage point gave him an A+ rating. Yep, they gave him an A+ rating. They said he did an exceptional job. If he keeps playing like that, he's gonna get another MVP. But all everybody focuses on is the incompletion that he threw to Zay Flowers, which wasn't even for Zay Flowers. So, people are always trying to drag my QB. He had the mar. It's the man. Let me stop rambling, y'all. I'm about to go. But if you tune into this until the end, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And just remember, if I don't get back to you um, before Sunday, Sunday is the game. The Baltimore Ravens versus the Las Vegas Raiders. I will be there, and then right after the game, I'm going to go across the street to the podcast studio and shoot a podcast right from the game. So that ought to be fun. But I'm about to go. If you listen to this, can you please subscribe and like, and also comment. I don't care what you write. You can cuss me out and say use a stupid heads. It's like no, I'm messing with you. But thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. And I'll see y'all soon. Peace.